love music, don't you, Watson?
Yes, I do.
And how about you, Mrs. Hudson, my faithful housekeeper? Do you not love music?
Yes, sir, I do love music, sir. But that playing of yours was simply ghastly.
From your throat, little girl?
Now that you mention it, sir, it was more like an English bulldog.
A noble breed, the English bulldog. Feisty, too. A bit like Watson, in fact. Speaking of you, Watson, have you finished your latest dime novel chronicling my astounding adventures in the art of crime detection?
If you're referring to the Kiss of the Spider, it's in that manuscript about 2 months ago. It'll be published next week.
Stupendous, marvelous. You did change that part we discussed.
Yes, I said you solved the crime. You were absolutely nothing whatsoever about that brilliant paperboy. Marcus did solve the crime, but will we totally unearth who a man in history takes Steve? And, as you suggested, I'm the unemployed female urchin by the name. Are you happy, Holmes?
Yes, quite. After all, it makes for a much more dramatic ending, my solving the crime and all. Don't you think, Mrs. Hudson?
I never read such trashy mystery novels, sir. I prefer Dr. Watson's romances, like The Damsel and the Pirate, or The Maid and the Marquis.
Help! Murder! Kidnap!
Oh, it looks like another client, Watson, not to mention a bestseller.
Calm down, young lady. What's the problem?
I think that's my line, Mrs. Hudson. You are here to dust. I'm here to detect. Now, I know. What's the problem, lady?
My identical twin sister's been kidnapped.
Good grief, can you give me a description of her?
Yeah. She's my identical twin sister, so she looks and dresses exactly like me. Only, she wears a red hat. I prefer blue.
I think I've got this case of the red hat.
Forgive me, Dr. Watson. That's an extremely boring title. It'll never sell.
How about the case of the missing twin in the red hat?
No, Mom, it's much too long. Still like the case of the red hat.
Hello? Excuse me? We got your debating book titles. A vicious criminal has kidnapped my identical twin sister. Can you help me find her?
Well, of course, my dear. Now, tell me your name.
Alice Almsworthy.
That name sounds vaguely familiar.
My father is Lord Bertie Almsworthy.
Keeper of the crown
Good
jewels.
heavens, this could be serious.
That's what I thought. So I thought I got this ransom note.
My word, look at this conglomeration. It's elementary that this kidnapper has no more than an elementary education. It's made up of letters, put up some sort of publication and pasted on the sheet of paper.
Holmes, kidnappers do that all the time, so you can't prepare them for the African handwriting.
How deceptive. Let me see what this says. Please put 8 million pounds in a small brown paper bag and leave it at Trafalgar Square in the benchmark the next. Or Lease gets it, signed the kidnapper. 8 million pounds of what? I mean, how can you fit 8 million pounds of anything in a small brown paper bag?
I think the kidnapper needs 8 million pounds of sterling, sir. Very large bills.
That's elementary. Now, who's this Elise person?
My identical twin sister, the one with the red hat.
That's what I thought.
I knew that. Watson.
A likely story.
What was that, Mrs. Hudson?
I said it was a lovely story, your last adventure.
Ah, yes, a bestseller if you ask me. All we need now is...
To find my identical twin sister?
No, all we need now is a snappy title for Watson's next literary masterpiece concerning my astounding abilities to detect crime.
But my identical twin sister's been kidnapped. Can you at least let me 8 million pounds first?
Not if you can't give me a shilling's raise.
Well, that's elementary.
That's what that makes it.
Okay, that's it. I've had enough. I'm going to Scotland Yard. I hear that Inspector Lestrade is an excellent detective, unlike some people I know.
Bring me a daguerreotype of your sister.
Holmes, she's an identical twin. She looks exactly like Alice, and her name is Elise.
And she wears a red hat instead of a blue hat.
Oh yes, quite so.
Help! Help! Murder! Kidnap!
There goes Alice Woodsworthy again.
Help! Help! They've kidnapped my identical twin sister.
What's her name? Oh yes, Elise.
No, I'm Elise. They kidnapped my identical twin, Alice Almsworthy.
Can you describe the alleged Alice Woodsworthy?
Oh, brother.
Wait, don't tell me. She wears a blue hat.
Yes,
And?
she's my identical twin sister.
No, she said her sister, not her brother, and she was wearing a red hat.
No, I said a blue hat.
I thought you said red.
I'm wearing a red hat. Alice wears a blue hat.
So who is kidnapped? Alice or Elise?
Alice! And the kidnapper gave me this ransom note.
This looks strangely familiar.
What does it say?
Please put 8 million pounds in a small brown paper bag and leave it at Trafalgar Square in the bench box the next. Or Alice gets it, signed the kidnapper.
That's exactly what Alice Almsworthy said.
You saw Alice?
Yes, dear, she was here a few minutes ago with practically that same ransom note.
Really?
This is beginning to sound very suspicious to me.
Could be a dual kidnapping.
Exactly!
Holmes, Alice Almsworthy is just here. You see that Elise Almsworthy is kidding.
I'm confused.
You can say that again. So, do you have 8 million pounds to lend me so I can ransom my identical twin sister? Small brown paper bag would be nice.
relation to Alice and Elise Allen Woodsworthy?
Never heard of them.
But someone kidnapped our daughter, Felice Allen Woodworthy. Here's the rarity that he sent us.
Please put 8 million pounds in a small brown paper bag and leave it at Trafalgar Square in the benchmark the next. Or Felice gets it, signed the kidnapper. Blimey, this note is practically what this note says.
Yes, so it does. What's your opinion, Miss Holmes?
I say the kidnapper is no more than a 4th grade education. Unless what?
Unless Alice and Lisa are actually
Both kidnapped.
No, Holmes, unless they are.
Spoiled.
Your identical twin daughters, Alice and Elise, are spoiled?
We don't have identical twin daughters.
You don't?
No, we just have one daughter, and her name is Felice.
Does she like wearing hats by any chance?
Yes, red and blue one.
And she's spoiled rotten.
She's always looking for attention. I guess because Bertie and I are always away gallivanting around the continent. See usual places: Paris, Minsk, Budapest, Rome, Barcelona.
So Felice feels lonely, neglected, and we think,
You think Felice was kidnapped by someone with a 4th grade education who has a weird attraction to women in red and blue hats?
no!
We think Felice wrote these rants and wants 8 million pounds
Or the crown jewels.
to run away to Paris and become a novelist like Dr. Watson.
Really?
I was just kidding. But Dr. Watson, could you perhaps autograph my book of Your Case of the Blushing Bride?
I'd be glad to read yourself. Maybe make it out simply to Beatrice.
Why, yes, please do.
So where do you think Felice might be, Holmes?
It's totally beyond me, Lestrade. Option perhaps?
I think I might know where she is.
Felice!
Sorry, Mom, Dad.
So, you own 2 hats?
Oh, please. Talk to me, Inspector. I'll go quietly. At least when in prison, I'll get to see other people. I hate being cooped up in the family castle with those ugly butlers, those elderly maids, those stringy gardeners, stable boys. But there is this one really cute stable boy, not Albert. No, I'm tired of Albie. I love Hans. He has such big muscles. And rest her, Lestrade.
Wait till I get my hands on that stable boy. I'll really make him sweat.
Good heavens, that was confusing. But Watson, are you ready to bring your next bestseller?
Absolutely, Holmes.
What should we call this one, old bean?
The case of the red and blue hats.
I prefer the case of the colorful chapeau.
Too obscure. Why not the case of the cuddly cutie?
But Watson, make sure the book has an eye-catching cover. I hear that new Carnaby Street model Fabio's a sure bet.
Oh yes, Fabio, be still my foolish heart.
Shouldn't you be dusting, Mrs. Hudson? As for me, it's time for some musical relaxation.